Yo, what's good, everybody? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. We got audio. Yeah, we got audio. Just watching some OG games. Y'all tap in. I would just want to chat with y'all for a little bit tonight. I'm in the middle of doing a lot of things for this weekend I got coming up. Got some business things to handle, some obligations to attend. So, haven't found the time to organize a call-in show for today, but just wanted to sit with y'all and chat with y'all for a few minutes before I hit the road. Y'all pull up. Let me know how y'all feeling tonight. We picking back up Monday morning. Monday morning, we picking back up with our call-in show. Show's going to start at 8 a.m. sharp. No, 8:30. 8:30. We're moving the morning show to 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern. And then we'll be doing our Monday night call-in show at 7:30 p.m. on Monday. Tuesday, we will have a morning segment, not a call-in show, but a segment. And then Wednesday, we will start doing our reactions on our reaction channel. Make sure y'all tap in for that. It's actually going to be on TikTok, and we'll start posting the lives on the reaction channel. And then we have Fridays, we'll have our morning call-in show and our evening call-in show. And I think we're going to start doing some interactive content on Saturdays too. Once we get our gaming content set back up, I think we'll do that for the next couple weeks going into the season. But we want to start doing watch parties, practicing our watch parties on Saturday. So we'll be rewatching a lot of games for the whole month of August until kickoff. We'll be rewatching a lot of games from last season um, and just driving our live stream content, driving our content. So I just want to stop in real quick and say what's up to everybody. Um, things have been kind of shaky on this end, but we're working through it, and we're just trying to maintain, trying to be consistent in how we approach this transition. With more opportunities, we just have to take some time to get some things in order so that we can move legit. We got a lot of credentials that we've applied for and that we're getting feedback from. It's a few things that we're getting organized as far as the brand, and we're gonna be moving like we need to be able to move this upcoming season. So hopefully y'all are excited about the coverage that we're gonna be able to provide and the interactive things that we're gonna be doing throughout the season. We got a couple high school stories we're trying to pick up and cover. Actually headed to Ohio next month to talk about to cover Winton Woods, a historic program where a lot of players who've come through Alabama or come through the D1 ranks currently in the NFL. It's a program that's been quietly producing nothing but in NFL talent, D1 talent. What's up, Pray? What's good? What's good? Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, so that's all we're doing. Just wanted to come in and make a few announcements. Run the likes up on the video as always. Our subscriptions are we're picking up subscribers, so we might be back late tonight with just a live stream, just some topic talk, see what type of crowd we can get for a late night vibe. Just depends, but I do have an assignment to get to, and I just want to stop in and make sure I check in with y'all. Today's been a long day. It's been a long day. Got a lot of things done, but I got finished the night strong, finished the week strong, and I'm gonna see y'all for sure. I'm gonna see y'all Monday. Check out the other platforms. Make sure you're following at Coach Smook on all platforms, at Coach Smook Network on TikTok, and then at Coach Smook Reacts on YouTube. You in a good mood? Okay, that's what's up, man. Appreciate you for pulling up, man. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. You got a question to ask me? What's up? Is this is this Ray? What's his name? This ain't Fairweather fan Ray, is it? Be more wise to go after top JUCO recruits and transfer since they have the experience over top high school recruits. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It's not always about experience. You have a lot of high school recruits, high school prospects that aren't day one ready, right? But they do have the same potential. Like if they was to go to a JUCO, they would start. That don't mean they should shift their talent to JUCO development level. You get what I'm saying? I do believe you do get live. Most of the time, your JUCO entries are guys that got that they need the live action, they need the film, they need the extra. Um, as far as their GPA, they need the schooling, the education aspect of it, and they need that live on field development. To me, that's why you see them. They're there for 2 years or for 2 seasons to go through that process. Um, Most of the time, when you see guys drop down to JUCO, that's why they only stay for a season because they don't necessarily need to develop. They just need to get some on film to create their prospective profiles. But for me, I do think is more value in the high school recruit because you're evaluated for something that you can either develop into your system or something that you feel like, let me say that right. You're recruiting something that you're saying I could develop this into what I want to produce on the field as a coach or as a staff, or you're recruiting into something that's already day one ready for you straight out of high school. Most of your JUCO prospects, they have a lot of developmental things that they're working on. And I would say that's probably like 85% of the JUCO population. That other 10%, 15%, that drop down from D1, whatever high level that drop into the JUCO ranks, it's usually with a directive of like, hey, go here, get on film for this season, do good. We'll have you at Ole Miss next week. I mean next season. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Who that in the chat? What's up, Zach? Roll Tide. Yeah, appreciate y'all for hanging out, man. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. Yeah, man. A lot of people. For me, man, I just think JUCO, it's a reason why those guys need 2 years there. There's a perfect reason. When you go in the JUCO ranks coming out of high school, it's a reason why. To me, if you can't get on the field, as a true freshman at the JUCO ranks, um, those guys usually, when they're not able to get on the field, they usually explode the second year in JUCO, and that's what allows them to get those looks at the next, the higher levels. So I'm excited to see what happens as far as this 2027 recruiting class. I just got a text message earlier from a friend down in Mobile, and he told me to be looking out for a certain linebacker that was being recruited by Alabama to hit the portal and come back next year. He's currently on campus out of state. He was an in-state linebacker, and he's already and it's not tampering. It's kids made some decisions during this recruiting process in this 26 class based off of a lot of inconsistent movement that was happening across the NIL landscape. And so you're going to see probably the 26, what's this, 27 portal is probably going to be the last really active portal because it's all the grace period stuff is out after this portal. So you'll see a lot of kids make like their destination, final decisions or whatever. Facts. We had a lot of star players come from JUCO when Coach Saban was head coach. Which ones had real success though? Let's be honest. Malik Benson came from JUCO. He didn't do much of anything. Who else came from JUCO that you could think of right off top of your head, man? That had success, like blew up on the scene. Uh, Justin Jefferson coming from JUCO. Who? Cam who? Who? Bro, this ain't an Auburn. Well, we ain't talking about Auburn. And Cam went down. He was at Florida first and then went to JUCO. He got in trouble and had to do that season at Blaine College. A-Rod, bro, who you talking about? You talking about some random people. We talking Bama. I mean, even still, you said Cam Newton. He was playing at Florida first. He was splitting reps with Tebow his freshman year. So, well, he was getting reps behind Tebow. When they said splitting reps. Smooth. Who is it? Down South Outdoorsman says, we are in the defense era of college football. We are a top 3 defense, right? We just need to get offense rolling in second year with Grubb, and the board might come together. You think we're in the defense era of college football, or you talking about Bama? I do think defense is catching back up in college football. I do think the defense is catching back up, and it's been a crazy shift in how your personnel look. Man, I look kind of buff in this shirt. I didn't even go cap. Look at the last 5 championship defenses. What you mean? What about them? It's been some crazy offenses that's carried those teams, though. When you get to game 15 and 16 of a season, bro, it's hard to pull out any extra offensive stop. That's your Joes, man. It's barely X's and O's at that point. That's why when we look at like a championship game and we look at an offense look uncharacteristic throughout the season, that's because a team has everything on you. That team, them 2 weeks that they get to prep, they have everything on you going into that game. So your 1 or 2 wrinkles that you try to throw in, they can't throw you completely off of your philosophy. But I don't think this is I don't think we're completely in a defensive era, because you got teams like you still see the scoring averages across the country still above 30 plus points. I think the early 2000s, 2010, pre 2010, 2012, 2013, that type of defensive era, we won't see that again. We won't see that again. Most of your defense impact is going to be, how defenses are able to contain space, and then what they do when the ball is in the air, because that's what football has been catered to now. The explosive plays, the plays that sell money. So if you don't have speed in your secondary, you're going to struggle, right? And a lot of teams aren't privy to that. Indiana was great. Michigan was elite. Ohio State was solid. And the Bulldogs back to back. I just think defense is coming back, and we have a great one in 2026. I agree with that. I just don't think. I think about every team you mentioned. Indiana, to me, they had an advantage. One, their offense was the most consistent thing for them. They didn't allow their defense to make a lot of mistakes. And you look at the amount of veteran presence they had on their defense, that played a lot into it. I don't think they dominated a lot of teams on defense. They allowed who did they go to double overtime with? Indiana, it was somebody. And then Michigan. Michigan, I think, probably had the deepest defensive front that we've seen in years in college football, probably since like some late 2010, early 2020 Bama, or late 2010, 15, 17 Bama, Georgia defensive lines. So Michigan, they stacked from the trenches, but you also know it's a lot of we could speculate a lot of things with Michigan's defense and stealing signs and stuff like that. That does give you an advantage. Ohio State, that defense was solid, probably the most star-studded defense we've seen. As far as guys that like first round talent, yeah, that Ohio State defense was nasty with young Caleb and all those guys. I just think defense is coming back. I like I said, I think is getting back to a point where defense is definitely the deciding factor, especially late in the playoffs and late in the season. When you get into close to conference championship time. You get to now the 14 team playoff now, or is it 16 teams now, or is it 14? It's 14 teams, right, chat? Yeah, I'm watching Bama versus ULM, right, from last season. Can Bama fans tell me what about Ty Simpson made y'all really believe? Like, I felt like he was decent, right? I felt like Ty Simpson wasn't. I still don't think he was the better quarterback in the room. Like, that was a nice ball, but bro, it was late. You had him open early. You didn't even. He would misread y'all. Same thing y'all complained about Milroy. Same thing. 16 team playoff. We just chilling, y'all. We just chilling tonight. I just need to stay live for 30 minutes so we can make sure people get our algorithm. Let everybody know we still be doing live. Monday morning, call-in show though, man. Smook, how confident are you in Keelan starting? I'm like 90% confident, man. No, really, really like starting the season. I think Austin Mack gonna start the season. I do think Austin Mack will take first snap. Unless, the good thing about this, we got fall camp coming up in 2 weeks. I'll be at the first scrimmage in about, what's today? We got about we're about a month away from the first fall scrimmage, right? I guarantee you the fall scrimmage number 2, if Keelan goes out there and just studs out like I believe, and I'm gonna be there. That's when I know for sure. Right now, I'm about 75% sure that he's gonna be the starter. I'm 100% sure, right? I'm about 100% confident that he will be the full-time starter by the time we see Georgia. Like I do feel like Keelan will be the full-time starter and be the determining factor, like the quarterback when we talk about Alabama's success offensively and as a team, who's the starting quarterback when it starts mattering with rankings and stuff. I think Keelan will be that guy. I know Mac will get an opportunity. And the two teams that we're opening up against the first 2 weeks, I don't think they provide enough to make him make him stress or overplay or do anything out of the ordinary but get the ball. And if he can't do that at a high rate, then of course he loses the job. But I expect Mac to be able to handle this offense at a proficient rate. I just know with Keelan, we'll be the best version of what we can be. We'll be the most explosive version offensively. I think this team can actually pull an undefeated season. I look at all the matchups. I look at the way everything plays out. If you got the veteran defense moving and grooving like they should be, right? You got an offense that's going to grow, and I say you got to start momentum early. That's why I say it's important to know who the starter is going to be and what the offensive identity is going to be. If we could fix the simple things we didn't take advantage of last year, you're talking about the Alabama team. We're 10-2 in the regular season. I need everybody to remember that. Alabama finished 10-2 last season in the regular season. The third loss came in the conference championship. Fourth loss came in the second round of the playoffs. It was the first team since the college football playoff expansion. We're the first team to go on the road and win. Right? Not on a neutral field, on the road. First team to do that. Only team to do that since they've this is the second year of the playoff. So it requires some type of quality. You get what I'm saying? And to have a team, right, that can put that type of season together, you're doing something right in the culture. So I do believe with this schedule, a lot of these big games, we host Georgia, right? I don't think LSU is going to be as advertised. I think Auburn's going to be a tough game. We got Texas A&M early in the season. We got who else? I mean, our schedule is favorable in my opinion. I do think this team, if locked in, Georgia would be the early test. Who else is early in the season? I think Florida State will be something to kind of keep our eyes on. Uh, who else is on the schedule? I don't have the schedule in front of me. I think about South Carolina all the time, giving us a fit. They're on the schedule. We don't have Oklahoma this year. Tennessee. Do we got Tennessee this year? Kentucky away game. I like that game. That's to me that away game. If Mac does not perform to and this is how I told y'all, I'm gonna give y'all my storyline of how this quarterback situation plays out in my mind based off what I've seen from DeBoer and his staff at previous stops. I think Mac gets the first start against ECU at home. Perfect opportunity for him to, just kind of do what he does in a comfortable space. You're going to see Keelan in that game, right? Whether it's a great game or Mac is struggling and we're in a tight game, I think you see Keelan regardless in that game, right? Then you have the next week is against Kentucky on the road. I think that's where we see them throw Keelan into the fire as the starter. Now, if Keelan goes into that game and handles that starting situation at a level that they feel like they're going to get from Mac, he's going to be named the starter from that point on. That Florida State game, week 3 at home, is going to be a crazy one, right? Then week 4, I think you got week 4 is who's week 4, Zach? Is it South Carolina week 4? It's somebody early week 4. We don't have Ole Miss on the schedule this year. Like we got a pretty favorable schedule. Is it A&M early in the season? I think A&M is week 4. I can't remember. Somebody help me out. But Mississippi State. So we got Mississippi State. We got South Carolina week 4. I think it's South Carolina first. Is it South Carolina or Mississippi State week 4? Got Kentucky. I know the road game at Tennessee should be a good one. Tennessee, I feel like they're gonna end up starting Brandon Faison. Is that his name? Brandon Faison? I think they're gonna end up starting that freshman. That kid's a dog. He reminds me a lot of Lenore Sellers. And Sellers is a dog too, man. Heck is that? But y'all, yeah, I'm gonna check in with y'all. I think they just pulled up. I'm gonna check in with y'all a little bit later. Should I do a late night calling show? I can do a late night calling show. If y'all gonna be up late, y'all let me know. Drop some comments in the chat. I'll be able to see the comments. Let me know if y'all want to do a late night calling show tonight. We get it popping. Hey, remember, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you continue to tune in. Turn on your notifications, right? Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the live streams. Join the conversations. We're picking back with we're picking back up with our morning show on Monday morning, 8:30 a.m. But drop a comment. If you get to this late, drop a comment. Let me know if you want to do a live call in tonight. If you catch me live tonight, call in on the call in line. It'll be open. Yeah. All right. Y'all be blessed. And